Yes, my dear. Today we are with a letter, but before going to the letter, we have know about few concepts. Previously, we have learned about the age of sun. The age of sun is about 460 crore. Yes, this is sun, and age of sun is 460 crore years. And our earth, loving earth, that's created from the sun. From the sun, the earth created. Firstly, it was hot, then became cold, then trees came, then animals roamed, and finally we came. And the earth is about 456 years, 456 crore years old. Now, world history mention these figures in the way of million and billion. What's million? Million means 10 lakhs. This is 1 and 60. Billion means 100 crore. That means 1 and 90. The age of earth 454300000 year. Age of earth 4.603 billion. That means age of earth is about 456 crore years, and the age of the sun is about 460 crore years old. In this way, we have to clear the concept of million and billion and trillion. We know about the age and units. Hundreds, thousands, lakhs. Now, 10 lakhs means 1 million, and 100 crore means billion, 1 billion. Now, we are going with class 7, lesson 1. Class 7, lesson 1. The text is The Book of Nature by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was a freedom fighter and he was in jail. So, in 1929, that means 1920s, that time Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was in Allahabad jail, and then our former Prime Minister, first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our previous few years ago 1980s Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi was born in 1917, and in 1920s, that means 21 to 1930, then she was reading at Musauri boarding school. So father was in jail of Allahabad and daughter was in boarding school. So their regular conversation was by letter. Now we are using email, message, WhatsApp, etc. chat. But previously the main part of communication was with letter. Now Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wrote his daughter Indira Gandhi. Independent India, the first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Famous books, The Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History, Autobiography, and Psalms of Letter. The source of the text is letters from, this is the source of the text, letters from a father to his daughter by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Clear? So we are going with class 7 lesson 1 text. The text is not a writing. This may be called autobiography. This may be called a part of a letter. Now go through the text. When you and I are together, you means Indira Gandhi, you often ask me questions about many things and I try to answer them. Now that that means Indira Gandhi, you are at Mussoorie boarding school and I am in Allahabad, that means Allahabad jail. At the age of Indira Gandhi, when Indira Gandhi was at the age of 12, perhaps 12, 13, 14, he got the letters. Class 7 students, 6 plus 7. So you all are about 13 and Indira Gandhi was at your age. Then she got the letters from his father from Allahabad. Now, I am, that means Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, I am going to write to you from time to time short accounts of the story of our earth and the many countries, great and small, into which it is divided. We have read a little about English history and Indian history, but England is only a little island and India, though a big country, India is bigger than England. Only a small part of the earth's surface. If you want to know something about the story of this world, we must think of all the countries and the people that have inhabited, that means lived it, and not merely of one little country. We may have been born. We have born in India, but we have to learn about all the countries. We have to many countries. The area of England is 1 lakhs, about 1,30,000 square kilometer. The area of India is bigger, 32 lakhs, and the earth is 597 lakhs square kilometer. So we have to read about the countries and we have to go through the parts and we have to study these parts. Now, second chapter, I am afraid I can only tell you very little in these letters of mine, but that little I hope will interest you and make you think of the world as a whole and other. So you have to know the history of the world, people in it as our brothers and sisters. So we have to love all the people, not of our country but of the whole world. When you grow up and you will read the story of the earth and her people in fat books, many books. Fat books mean not only a single book, fat book, but many books. You will find it more interesting than any other stories or novel that you may have read. We have read and famous stories and books and novels, but the history of earth, the story of earth is more famous. You know, of course, that our earth is very, very old, millions and millions of years old. Yes, here the million. So according to million, our earth is 4.543 billion years old, but according to crore, it is 456 crore years old. Here lies the million and million. What is million? Million is 10,100,000. That means million means 10 lakhs. Yes, you know, of course, that our earth is very old, millions and millions of years old, and for a long time there were no men and no men living in it. Before men came, there are only animals. So who roamed before men? animals roamed. And before the animals, there was a time when no kind of life exists on the earth. It is difficult to imagine this world of ours. No person were to write. How could I write about the millions of years old earth, which is so full today of all kinds of animals and men, to be without them? But scientists and those who have studied and thought a great deal about these matters tell us that there was a time when the earth was too hot. So after coming from the sun, earth was too hot, and for any living being on living on it, and it was read their books, study their books and fossils. What is fossil? Fossil is the remains of old animals. We can ourselves see that must we have been so. So we have to go through the points, we have to go through the studies, and we have to understand these, and the part of the text is just a letter. We have to complete the first part of lesson 1 through these questions. Who is the author of the text? Yes, first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. What kind of writing is this? Autobiographical. This is a letter. Who wrote the letter to whom? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wrote to his daughter Indira. That means Indira Gandhi. What is the source of the text? The source of the text is letters from a father to his daughter. Who is I and who is you? I is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and you Indira Gandhi. Where are they? I, that means the speaker, the writer was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, was in jail in Allahabad in 1930, and you, Indira Gandhi, was in hostel boarding school of Mussoorie. Who roamed before men? Animals. How old is the earth? The earth is millions and millions years old. You may say the earth is, yes, 456 crores years old. How can you study the book of nature? By knowing the language of rocks and fossils. In this way, we can study the language and the book of nature. Okay, goodbye. Please wait for the second part.